For some reason I'm last on my mom's favorites list. I'm still not sure it's the right subreddit, but it was the only one I could think of. Sorry for the wording errors, I use Google Translate for this. Well, this was brought on by a minor argument, but I feel like I really need some advice. I saw people in similar situations post on Reddit, so here I am. This is going to be a bit long as I will not only recount the discussion but all the reasons behind my frustration so you have the full picture, from favoritism to money issues to my plans for the future, so sorry for reading long. We are my mother, my 14-year-old brother, my 4-year-old brother, he will not be relevant, and me, a 17-year-old woman. Despite not being as extreme as stories I've read here, I've been noticing a lot of favoritism towards my 14-year-old brother, whom I'll call Eric, for a couple of years now. Buying shoes? He breaks many pairs and she always buys him new ones with his money. I have 5 pairs that I take great care of, 3 of them were bought by my mom's boyfriend during 2 Christmases, the other 2 were bought by me. Clothes? Eric will have it from time to time, I earn money so I can buy mine. I would have to save a lot to buy it since with my current job I hardly earn anything. They also say that I have more clothes than him, but most of mine is free since 3 of my 4 older cousins are women. Extracurricular courses? He has soccer classes, they pay for his uniforms and games. I asked for swimming lessons for a couple of months and for Christmas, he never got anywhere. Once I pointed out that he wanted classes and my mom told me that I'm envious for pointing out that Eric already had an extracurricular course. Leaving home alone? He started years before me. I managed it by telling her that I was leaving when she was working just a few months ago. All that time without going out I alone caused her not to have a single friend. Eric has friends all over our neighborhood. Phone? Mom's current boyfriend gave her 3, she sold me one and a few days later she gave the other one to Eric, of the same make and model, which he broke so she gave him the 3rd one. In minor arguments she is always on Eric's side. I once babysat my 4-year-old brother for months from 9 a.m. until she arrived. Sometimes at 11 p.m. she promised to pay me and never did. Once I got fed up and I asked my mom to tell Eric that she would help me with something. He got mad at me and said that I was useless. She buys a bottle of soda for everyone from time to time. I don't like it very much but I drink 2 glasses maximum. When I go to see Eric he always drinks it all or leaves it open. He gets mad at me when I point it out. And mom ignores him and gets angry when I insist on the subject. When we had a PC, he used it in the morning and he claimed it at night. He went days without claiming it and only left it in my room at night. Then Eric told his mom that he never used the PC. She told me it was for sharing, so I told her that Eric hadn't been to get it in days and that I didn't wear it at night. Solution? I had to take it to him at night. I guess he didn't want to get up. On my birthday we went to eat ice cream and they lasted the whole way discussing their matches. When we arrived I felt left out and angry. The thing is that I cry when I get angry, I can't help it. Mom noticed it and threatened to send us home. That ice cream was the only thing we would make for my birthday since she gave me the choice between a family party or a gift. The gift was wireless headphones that never arrived, I suspect they didn't even get them. And a digital watch that I can't use because the phone she sold me is of low quality and can't be paired. She has talked about selling the watch. During a family reunion she told the family that I said I didn't want a reunion on my birthday. I reminded her that she gave me a choice between a gift and a party. At home I scold myself for making her look bad. I recently overheard Eric talking to her about how he wanted a pool ride for his birthday. Regarding money, I have been doing manual labor for years and selling online. I earn in a month what she earns in a week. In perspective, an ice cream is a day's work. Since I do, she expects me to pay for any non-vital expenses. I guess it's fair, so I asked him to help me get my first real job and have enough income. In my country you can't get a legal job as a minor without permission from your parents, and if you get a non-legal job I would need assistance for a good resume and to be considerate, so I couldn't get one myself. She said I'm not starving. I have a roof over my head, so I don't need a job. Okay. Then she talks in front of other people about how she worked at 16 and I have to remind her that if I want to do it, she doesn't want me to do it. Maybe I could save the money I have, right? Well, every time she finds out that I have some money in my account, she tries to borrow it from me. She swears that he will pay me back, but about 3 years ago when I started my small business and I made a big profit he asked me to borrow the money. That amount was equivalent to days and days of hard work. I swear to pay it back and my innocent self believed her. I already gave up that money for lost. It was for the veterinary expense of a dog that is no longer with us. They consigned my money to her account. She spent it without asking my permission and never returned it. She asked me for 2 items that I never paid for. She asked me for emergency money and never paid. She did the thing about promising to pay me to take care of my little brother. She never did. More recently I gave her money to bring me some materials. Since I was running against the clock on an important order, she said that the store was closed and she spent my money. She gets angry every time I ask her. Yesterday I tried to ask me for a favor related to money. I asked her what she had spent without my authorization. She got angry and replied that it was incredible how she could count on everyone except me. Every time I go out with her, she tries to get me to spend something for her to eat. I would love to, but every expense delays me in my savings goals. She says I'm stingy. I'm not. When I get a real job at 18 I plan to treat her and my grandparents to dinner on my second salary, but right now I need to save as much as I can. Even if it means giving up any non-vital things she decides she should buy me myself. Now, at 14, I dropped out of school for mental health reasons related to my father. I'm not going to explain it here in case she were to see him. Letting her know about my thoughts at that time would not benefit either of us. I can only say that my grades dropped from failing 3 subjects occasionally to being the worst grade in my class. The day my teacher told me I had failed, I didn't go back and stopped talking to anyone there. Shortly after, I tried virtual school and I was doing very well, but she stopped paying for it and I couldn't continue. Due to what I have explained regarding my expenses, I cannot afford a private school and I am of legal age for public ones. It does not mean that I have completely abandoned the idea of studying, and this brings us to my main reason for saving and plans to future. Although I'm currently trying to save up for a better cage for my pet rats because it's my responsibility for them to live full lives, after that I plan to save as much as I can until the end of the year for an option I recently discovered. In my country there is a very important exam that you take when you finish school. With the score you can enter the university, and if it is good enough, a university scholarship. I recently discovered that there was an option to get the baccalaureate. I don't know the term in the United States, but it is to finish school before going to university. If you get more than half in that same exam, they also give you the score for the university, but you have to be of legal age to take it this way. So my plan is to save until the end of the year and pay for a special course to get the best possible grade on that exam in August next year with the hope of getting a scholarship. That scholarship will be my insurance. Then I will get a real job and pay for a new course to pass the exam at the biggest university in my country, and the best in the area I want to study. This university is not guided by the first exam score, and their exam is also much worse than the first one. If everything goes well, I would be studying veterinary medicine in August 2025. If I am not accepted at that university, I would have the first exam score as a second option. It may sound idealistic, but I'm really determined to make it. I don't know anyone who has gone to college and my family couldn't afford it, so she needed that big public college or scholarship regarding education. Eric also dropped out for half a year. Mom enrolled him in a school where he spends 2 years in one. Good for him. Sometimes mocking that he will soon reach the course in which I stayed. Sorry for taking too long, I just wanted you to understand my frustration. Now we come to the reason why I made this post in the first place, the straw that broke the camel's back. In our house there are 2 televisions, a flat screen with internet in Mom's room that her boyfriend gave her for my little brother and an older one for my Eric. I don't know if she has a cable signal. I hardly watch series or movies, but I watch a Twitch stream every day from a streamer that I really like while I order for my small business. The background noise helps me. My phone, which she sold me, is very low end. It overheats and drops battery abruptly when I'm on Twitch, so I like to watch live streams on TV. Eric has been watching TV on the flat screen every day for about a month when he gets up, checking with the time when my streamer starts live. It didn't bother me because that streamer took 15 days of vacation, but when he came back I tried to tell him if he could leave me the TV at 11 so I could watch it. He leaves for his school at 12. He said he was watching and got angry when I asked him later if he had already vacated it. Sometimes he would hear the TV off and when he asked her it would turn on again. He reluctantly let me know when he left and I missed all the just chatting, which is my favorite part. I tried for weeks to get up before him to watch TV, but he always got there first. Today I got up at 8 while Eric was sleeping and I asked my mom if she was going to work. I can only watch TV in the morning when she leaves, since when she's at home it's her or my little brother who uses it, and she told me no, so I went back to my room. Once my brother woke up, she confirmed that she was actually going to work and he was in the store, so I took my things from work and told my mom that I would watch TV. She said that Eric was going to watch TV. I replied that it wouldn't bother him not to see TV today. She told me several times that Eric would come to fight me and I explained to her that Eric uses the TV every time she is not there and that I had been trying to get there for weeks before. For some reason she told me that she was a liar. When Eric arrived he reluctantly stood by the door and my mom came in to tell me that I could watch TV from 11 when my live will start and let Eric watch until then. I explained to him that I had tried this before and he refused, in addition to repeating that it would not kill him not to watch television for a day. Eric almost yelled that he gave it to me at 12 and I replied that I didn't want to miss an hour live and what was the problem with me watching television one day and never seeing anything. My mom kept saying to let him watch until 11 and angry I told him why did he always have to be what Eric wanted? He sees TV every day and I got there early today so I'll see TV today. He said that I was trying to make it what I wanted and after that he went to work. It may seem a bit petty but I put up a recording from a previous live that I missed and I'm currently watching it until I start my live. I would have no problem letting him watch if he would let me watch TV at 11 but he never does and I had to resort to waiting hours. It wouldn't bother me if they used the TV at any time if I could watch a couple of hours after 11. We had an argument on TV before. I arrived when the room was empty and I put on a stream. Eric came 2 minutes later to say that he was watching before and he took off the control to put something on. I tried to write to mom since arguing with Eric is talk to a wall. She told me to stop fighting. Out of anger I turned off the TV with an app on my phone and I told my mom. It was only once. When she arrived Eric managed to strand the screen and he blamed me. She told me that she will fix what I did. It was just plugging and unplugging, but I got really mad. I feel that every time something happens, even if it is minimal, I am always left aside for what he wants, and more I have the thought that my mother really does not love me as much as my brothers. Do you have any advice for me? I really want to confront her, but I cry when I'm angry and she always makes fun of me for being sensitive. I don't want to cry during that argument and be dismissed immediately. Anything you can tell me, anything I can tell her so she understands how I feel will help me. I don't want to end up fighting with her. I love her within everything, and I just need her to understand that I'm supposed to be as important as my brothers, that I'm not a wallet that I can take every time I want, that I earn the minimum amount of money does not mean that I stop being her underage daughter. That not wanting to lend she because she has stolen money from me before is not being against her. In anticipation of potential questions, moving at 18 would ruin my plan to graduate, so it's not an option at this time. What about dad? If they think my mom is bad, they don't want to hear from him. Maybe I'll do a post about it in the future. He's not and never will be an option. I've been out of touch for a long time. 2 years. Relatives? We live in my grandparents' house, who are the closest. My mom is my cousin's favorite aunt, so talking about it with them would ruin things even more. Aunts or uncles? All my paternal family have no contact. I am not close to any of my maternal aunts, so I don't think I received any help. Thanks for listening. I'll try to answer comments. Be nice to me. I previously posted on Ida about her not letting me get a job, and maybe I wrote it wrong or there were not enough characters, because many thought I was a spoiled child and someone even told me I was a failure for not finishing school before. I don't want that again time.